Welcome to Mod Pod with Fukunaga, a podcast that celebrates the strength and pulse of the luxury market. And now, here's your host, Vanessa Fukunaga.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Mod Pod with Fukunaga. Today, we have our special guest, Ragne Sinikas. Now, I know you and we're friends. Am I even pronouncing that right?
It is. It's actually pretty good because people want to change the G to so they always start, are you Range? I'm like, oh, I am Ragne.
Ragne. Oh, that's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on.
Yeah.
Ragne.
Exactly. Perfect.
And so would that be a common name in Estonia? You're from Estonia.
Not really, because the name is actually Norwegian.
Okay.
And every single fan of the Game of Thrones will be happy now because my brother's name is Ragnar. So Ragne and Ragnar are Norwegian names and Viking names.
Oh, Viking names. You know, I've never seen Game of Thrones, and everybody tells me it's to die, that I'm really missing out. So I hear the accent, obviously. Tell me what languages you speak.
Just like that, 4: Estonian, English, Spanish, and Russian.
Wow.
As being born in Estonia, which was the previous Soviet Union country, we had to learn Russian, which I am very happy. The younger generation doesn't really like it, but I think it's a great advantage to really have these opportunities to learn languages, and I have learned in total 7. But languages, like anything else, when you really want to be good at, you need to practice. So I have to say that out of 7, I can just speak 4, and I can understand. If I go to Italy, if I go to Germany, if I go to France, I will understand, but today I wouldn't be able to really speak back, let's say.
You don't think so? I think you're probably hard on yourself. You're a businesswoman, a mom, an entrepreneur. I don't really like labels, but you do so many things. Of all of these places, and when you say if you go to all these places, where do you have a favorite? Everybody always asks me where my favorite place is to travel. Give me your top 3.
Depending on what, I have always been keen to big cities because I love the vibe, I love the energy, and more than anything else, the culture, the museums, the places where you can go see the musicals, you can go and see any type of performances, and get to know the food and the people. So if you ask me the biggest metropolitans, New York for sure, London is one of my favorites, and I have to give Italy because I have worked with Italians for over 5 years back in time. So I just love. They are absolutely incredible.
Italy was one of my most favorite vacations. I don't know why. Barcelona was also one. I don't know. Barcelona, it touched me for some reason. I really loved it. I love the language. I love the food. I love the culture. And Italy for me has kind of it was a special moment in my life. Which place or which time in your life, not only the place, but was it a special, meaningful moment traveling? I'm sure you must have that.
Yeah,
many probably.
Exactly, but I would say like turning points. A lot of things have happened to me while I'm in London. I don't know why. So it always has a very special place in my heart.
So we're sitting here again at La Boutica, Mod Pod with Fukunaga, sponsored by La Boutica right here in Las Ventanas al Paraíso. So I'm really proud to be here. Okay, so tell me about your past relationship in the real estate world and how we're going to do all of this business together in the real estate world.
Beautiful, yeah, for sure. Well, maybe the experience will help you a little because we were actually landing in a very fortunate situation in Estonia because we were actually the only ones which had the license to do any living areas and actually having the opportunity to build in an area which was very prestige, did not have anything else available, and we had 200 lots for individual houses.
Wow.
I literally sold those with 28 days. I could not, as soon as I jumped in the car that I'm going to eat or do, the next ones were already on the blood. I'm like, what do you have available?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my God. And then after that, to do all the things at the notary, I was like, oh my, what is going on? So that project was very, very successful, very fast-paced. And then obviously I'm like, wow, this is how the real estate works, no?
Now you know my life. So that's why you're always so understanding when I say I'm running late, I can't do today. Okay, see, you get it.
And then I was hired by one of the Estonian most known person in real estate. His passion is really to restore the history of aside just real estate development. And Urmas Sõõrumaa was hiring me for one of the mixed-use shopping centers, and we started to work with that. The unfortunate part or fortunate part was that we just landed in the time that it was 2009. All the markets crashed, all the banks crashed, and we were like, okay, even if we have the investment ready to finish it, we're not going to have the clients for the next 2-3 years. Who knows, no? So we put that project on hold. And in that moment, out of nowhere, shows up Regus, which is one of the biggest companies in the world, has over 3,000 business centers in the world. They are also on the stock exchange and London Stock Exchange, and they were looking for at the time the leader for Estonia. So I was like, interesting. That's going to be challenging. The most expensive office space in town when the markets are crashing. But as I like challenges, obviously, I said, heck, I will do it. So,
of course.
So I got the jobs, and actually I figured out really fast that all the big companies needed to downsize. So I was the first one to go offer flexible terms, and I filled the center.
Wow.
So now everybody was like, oh, okay, let's give her Finland, let's start the business in Lithuania. And then once we had Lithuania ready, they said, okay, now we're ready for Latvia. So working with all the cultural differences, and even though those countries are so close, they are totally different. The mindset, what works in one country doesn't work in another. And my life literally was, sometimes I was like waking up, I was like, which country, where I am, where do I need to go? I arrived back in Estonia, changed just, I had always four luggages packed, and I was like, okay, this goes this city, this goes this city, and I just literally had like to change the luggage, and I went back to the airport. So sometimes arriving 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. I needed to be back in the airport to take the next flight. And it was fun for a while. I did it for 5 years, and then I felt that, you know what, I need a change. Otherwise, I'm just... the change actually came one morning. I was driving to office, and I was like, I felt so bad. And instead of going to the office, I went to the emergencies. I said, something is wrong. Like, I can't really breathe. And I remember the emergency doctor looks at me and he's like, so is it worth it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, girl, I know that you're just 29, but if you continue like that, you're going to have a heart attack because you are very close to it. We have to take down your blood pressure. We have to I'm like, 29, heart attack? And he's like, are you running your own company? I'm like, no, I'm working for a corporate. Gets better, no? So if something happens to you, then they don't even miss you. He was so straightforward that I was like, just sitting, I was like, he is totally right. So what is the footprint I want to leave behind? I took sick leave. I was two weeks off, which I hadn't done for 5 years, not even having a vacation. So
oh my gosh!
And I was like, okay, this has to change. Was it my passion? Meeting people, building up teams. Yes, real estate, everything that I love to do, but with a cost of really having myself in a very bad shape, physically and mentally, and all of that. So I decided that, okay, I will start and try out to be entrepreneur. Was scary, yeah. But just before that, I met the father of my beautiful son, and love has wings, as they say, and I end up in Mexico. So this is all and all what I have been, let's say, everything that I have been doing back in Europe. Also, my studies. I studied the business administration. Really focusing on marketing. So marketing has been always part also, and real estate and marketing, one cannot exist
without they are together.
Yeah, exactly. So those have been my passions, and then landing here in Mexico, I didn't speak language.
You didn't speak Spanish until you got to Mexico City?
No.
And you're fluent? This is embarrassing. I've been here 11 years. Oh my gosh. Can we at least, before you get there, let's at least toast to you coming to Cabo and for us knowing each other. Thank you.
Beautiful. I just love Chablis.
Do you like it?
I
knew she would totally be judgy, and I knew you wouldn't like the cocktail, and I purposefully gave you a cocktail, and I knew you wouldn't like it, and had your Chablis ready, and I thought, and you know how I am, if it were me tasting it, there could be cork in there, and I'd be like, it's fine, it's tastes delicious. You know your wine. Okay, so you get to Cabo, so how long were you in Mexico City?
So just six months. And then I was really in a point that I was, I had the moment when you're like, okay, I just changed the country. I was the high-paid executive, having all the contacts all set up. Now I'm here. I don't speak the language. I have 3-month-old son. I don't have my family around to even help, because it was like, I have a kid, and they're like, what do I do with that now? So I was in the cultural shock.
Yeah.
People saying, let's have coffee, and that never happens, no?
Yeah,
I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why they don't want to have coffee? And then I'm explained that, no, this is just a polite way to say that doesn't mean that you're going to have the coffee. I'm totally like stressed out. Why they don't want to have coffee with me? No?
Oh, because you're so direct. You're like, Vanessa, if we're going to have coffee, we're going to have well, first of all, I don't drink coffee. But if we're going to have a cocktail and you say you're going to have a cocktail with me, by God, I would better be there.
Exactly. So I'm like, and once I actually, let's have coffee tomorrow. And our kids were always going to the early stimulation classes at the same time. So I assumed that this coffee will take place there, no? So I'm waiting at the cafeteria, and I'm like, did I misunderstood something, or like? And I'm calling like, what do you think? And what exactly did she say? She said like that. She's not going to show up, and I'm like, what? So those were I just got so frustrated that I was literally crying every day. I was like, what did you do with your life? Like, looking at the mirror, I'm like, really? Like, what is wrong with you, no? And then fortunately, as you know, there was always lessons to learn, and when they say that when the situation is bad, then there's going to be something which takes you to the next level, and you're just being prepared for something better. And 8 years ago, I landed in this beautiful almost like island. It does feel like island.
It doesn't it?
So,
it does.
And ever since, again, I was asked here by one group of investors to a co-working space here. So I started a Coral Desk here, which was home for private offices and also for first co-working area in the area.
Highly successful, I might add, Coral Desk.
It has been quite a journey because coming from Nordic country where gender equality is not that much of an issue. Nevertheless, the real estate has always been male-dominated, and I'm pretty sure you have had those as well. What does she do here, and why is she here? And those.
And I look at you, gorgeous but incredibly professional. But yes, I mean the reality is when somebody looks a certain way and has a certain beauty to them, they are sometimes stereotyped as not knowing as much or thought less of in terms of their business acumen. Did you feel that?
Yeah, for sure. But the thing is, I was always prepared. I knew that this is going to happen, and that's why I always prepare for my meetings. I don't just show up and go with the flow. I do prepare. I for sure need to know who attends, what is their background, what is their experience, so I can really learn the language that they know, so I can really add value to them once I meet. But yeah, there has been moments where I had literally everybody, and one of them even didn't have any shame to ask, and you, what are you doing here? Did you mix up the meeting room or something? I said,
oh my
no.
God.
My place is here and in this seat. And
oh, that's a perfect answer.
So there has been situations.
If I can circle back, when you went to the hospital, you've done so many things in your professional life. What changes did you make in your personal life after the doctor said that? And that's why you say those words to me. Is it worth it? You say that to me all the time. It's good. Okay, it's true. What did you do?
First things first, you just need to start to get out the time for yourself. So if you do not put yourself as a priority, nobody else will. And until you give the control over your time management to other people, you will never able to have that time slot for yourself. What I do differently now is that every weekend, the first thing which I do is to analyze the last week. What happened, what did work, what didn't work, and what I need to carry on to the next week. And then the first things that really go to my calendar are about me, my health, my learnings, my friends, my family, all of that. And sometimes it is challenging, but to be honest, taking the time once you join the 5 a.m. club becomes easy because everybody else is asleep. So you don't battle with should I go for a run or should I have a drink with my friend? No? Or things like that. So if you start to intentionally taking the time for yourself. What I do in the mornings, I do the exercise, whether I do meditation or I do journaling. And then I always try to take time to learn something new, which will help me to get to the next level in my business.
Wow.
But again, we know the time just flips away, and if you don't really program those slots, you're not going to go anywhere. So it's just not being selfish, but being selfish. Because in the end of the day, if your cup is not full, you cannot help anyone else either. And as there's such a good saying that in the airplanes, what do they tell you in case of emergency? Put the mask on yourself first, and then you can help others. And that's actually a great life motto to have, because in the end of the day, we all know how much more we can offer to all the people around us when we feel happy, rested, fulfilled with love, with light and happiness. So we just need to keep in mind and not go with the agenda when other people are requesting our time.
No, it's really, really true. It's something that you really help me with. I always tell people, I don't necessarily say it's Ragna, but I say I have a friend who always holds me accountable. And it's little by little. I find that I know my time slips away. I see it. I'm, having a little baby moment, my dog, where I see it manifesting in her. And so if I don't start to take time for her, I will start to make it happen. Or if I don't take time for myself, I will definitely start to make it happen for her, because I don't want her to have that level of stress. It's amazing how your kids or your dogs or whomever take on your level of energy, whatever that is. If I'm running around crazy and going from meeting to meeting and I think I'm handling it all, I'm not. It's not healthy. It's not good. Like, I love the pictures you've sent when you've been meditating. I mean, just even to look at the picture, it feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not there on the meditation yet. I got to slow my mind down little by little. I will get there.
Are you willing?
Am I willing? I get is it worth it? And are you willing, like every other day of my life? But it's good because you're very direct and you hold people accountable. And you're really a strong person. Like, anybody that talks to you can clearly see that. Very poised, well-spoken, clearly in a million languages. But when you need support, and everybody does. It's not being weak. I think it's not weak to lean on certain people. What do you do when you think you need support? How do you handle that? Do you go internally? What do you do?
Let me deconstruct that in two parts. Why? Because
she's so analytical, for the love. I'm going to need a cocktail. Okay, hold on. We're sponsored by a transportation company. FYI, good thing. Hold on, people. Okay. Oh, Lord. Here we go. All right, go ahead.
First of all, you need to have that.
We're talking about you.
Okay, what I do.
Talking about Ragna, people. What do you do? She always tells me what I need to do, but I'm ready for you. What do you do? You need support. You need support just like everybody else does.
Yes.
What do you do?
I am very, very fortunate to have a family which are always been there and always be there for me.
That's nice.
And my parents have been, I have a very strong mom as well. And I think I actually have inherited her strength and the persistency from her. Mm-hmm. But there was one thing that she made very clear, and she said, even though I don't maybe agree with you, or maybe I have my own opinion on that, but that doesn't mean that I don't support you. So whatever you have, you always have the home here. Wow. With your parents, where you are able to talk about anything.
Wow.
And regardless what we think or what we want to do, we will always support your decisions, because in the end of the day, it is your life. Mm-hmm. And that has really, really helped me, because I know that a lot of people do not really have that type of as you say, people do not want to show themselves as weak, mm-hmm. which is total illusion, by the way. Mm-hmm. And that's why we see also a great change and shift in our leadership, mm-hmm. because rather than leading with intelligence, the emotional leadership is really, really something that is taking place, and showing those moments where we are in moments when we need to go through the emotions, not hide them away, mm-hmm. is actually what people need to learn in order to survive whatever the life throws at you. Mm-hmm. And most of the people are not doing it because, and when you actually see that, it comes from our culture and from the filtering and from our belief systems, because we all know it doesn't matter where you go. Boys are always said, boys do not cry. Be strong, don't be a girl, and all of that. So what are we really teaching to our kids? Hide your emotions away. What does that mean? Why do we have so many diseases? Why do we have so many heart attacks, especially men? It is not dealing with your emotions and really leading with your intelligence, which is the mindset. And the mindset, you can be the strongest, but if you do not have the connection with your head, with your heart, you're not going to be able to lead. And especially now, the last year has been such challenge to every business owner. When we do not have that, it's impossible to really get anywhere without burning yourself out or having any problems with your health. No. So I strongly suggest two things. Have the soundboard. Even if you don't want to talk with someone. That's why journaling is a beautiful way, because you can release and go through your emotion without really having to disclose it to the third person.
Although we love to chat. But go ahead.
Exactly. If you have that,
yes.
But a lot of people do not have the security to, and the more successful you are, the less you are willing to share.
True. It's
because
very
it's
true.
like, oh my God, what if I show myself weak?
What are they going to say?
Because,
what are they going to think?
Yeah. So it's really important, and it's really important that we start to educate our young generation in a different way, and that means that it's okay to feel. It is okay to go through the feeling, but again, giving also the mentorship and the support that they need.
I hear you talk a lot about your business experience, and then I think about, the TV channel. We can talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about that, and then I'll get into my question. Tell me about your next steps in your next chapter in life in terms of business. Where do you see that taking you?
Well, last year we all saw that the live events are going to be very, very challenging to even consider them, even if the governments will allow us to do the trust from the people. Should I go? Should I sit in a room full of 2,000 people from different countries? It is challenging. So we were, as the founder of World Women Conference in the Words, we were seeing that what is the next step? Where do we go? And you can be on Zoom, virtual summits, a certain amount of time, and then you just get tired. So we were seeing what's the next big thing. And we found out that the next big thing is literally going to be the streaming TV platforms. And rather than anything else, the choice that people have to see the content that they like, at the time that they like, in a place that they like, with people that they like, and from the device that they like.
It's so true.
Try to compare that with anything else. I do not watch TV, but one day I was like, out of curiosity, I wanted to see what has changed in the traditional TV. Oh my God. 1 hour movie.
I'm only laughing, don't judge. Go ahead.
And I was like, I think out of 1 hour, the movie was 25 minutes and 35 minutes were the ads.
Oh, I can't do it.
And I'm like,
I can't. Now you
it's
go
a
to
total waste of time.
It is, but you go to watch one movie. Why would you choose one that you can't live stream?
No,
What did you watch? You watch regular TV?
Exactly.
Why would you do that, Ragne?
No. I was curious. I wanted to learn.
The worst.
If there is any improvement, there is none.
Well, there's not.
It's worse, which is good because where I'm heading, that's why we do things differently. Mm-hmm. So when once you have your content out and that's more. Becomes more and more relevant for any coach, speaker, authors, anyone who creates the content like you with your podcast, anyone who really creates the content on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis, that they have a channel where people really can come straight and look at the content that they are interested in. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like you would go to the school and instead of needing to go through all the subjects, you're like, I'm interested in those 3 and I can take those classes when I feel it's best for me. Mm-hmm. So basically, this is what the streaming TV platforms are. There are today Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple, and there's a lot of new ones from different countries and regions are obviously adding up. But what we do as Starpreneurs TV, we help the entrepreneurs who want to be seen, who have their voice, who have their message, and they really want to change the communities. They want to help whether it's individual, whether it's groups, whether it's whatever, whoever they serve, to get the content directly in front of them.
Did everybody hear that? Star entrepreneurs.
Star entrepreneurs.
Star entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I could say Ragne Sinikas. Star entrepreneurs. Did you create that name?
I did, because we were actually, it started in a very fun way. I took part TV Star Challenge. And that was exactly to learn how to do what I need to do in order to help others to bring their content in front of others. And then I talked with the lady which was organizing it, and they said, you know what? I think that Starpreneurs would be so good name. Would you mind if I use it? And she's like, no, actually, I think it suits you. Like, it has your name on. So
it does.
So we actually started to collaborate with her. She has helped me a lot with all her contacts. Angie Norris is her name, and she has been mentoring me throughout all this time. So it has been very interesting. I am not very good with technology, and I was like,
do not listen.
How do I do this?
Don't trust. Please, let me dissect this for you, people.
So, and I'm Capricorn and perfectionist as well. So if I don't know something to the point that, the touch on the E is there, then I'm still feeling that something is missing, no? But yeah, I think it's going to be the way that the whole DV industry is going to operate, because you say, like, why would you even do that?
I can't even imagine that you did. Yes, yeah. I won't even watch. I will never watch like regular TV except for Real Housewives. I know. Don't judge. Don't judge. I'm trying to
just reporting.
I just need something like innocuous and fun and somebody else's life and just really happy. Or I'm watching any level of a kid's movie. This last weekend, it was Coco, since I just came back from Morelia. So I'm kind of obsessed with every kid's movie. Anything happy will make me, I feel like it gets into my subconscious. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it does, and I want to go to sleep with something really happy in my mind.
Well, you're just distracting, but that's another topic.
Oh, for the love. 3 things that what I hear from Ragne. Are we ready, folks? Because we know him by now. Are you willing? Is it worth it? And you're just distracting. Yes, these are the private conversations that my Ragne and I have together over after the second or third try of Chablis that will suit her, then we have that conversation. I think it's so funny. Every time I always feel bad for the waiter every time they come, because I know that you're not going to like it. And it's so funny to me. And when you taste it, this is what I don't even know how why do you know wine so well?
Because by working 5 years with the Italians, they were very particular. And always our Christmas parties were in some type of vineyards. So I learned a lot. They were teaching us like the degustations, the everything from the process up to the point I was like, maybe I should be in that business. I was like, no, that's a slippery way.
Do? Good Lord. All right. So when do we see star entrepreneurs coming to life?
Okay. Well, if you want to check it out, it's starpreneurs.tv.
Starpreneurs.tv. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we are about to launch it. The thing is that we jumped with collaboration with Eddie Luisi, which is a very well-known Good Morning America. Exactly. So we jumped on an exciting road with him, and we're actually uploading all his content. So
what?
Yes.
That is exciting, and I'm completely jealous. And after this, we were going to talk about how we're going to upload Mod Pod with Fukunaga.
Obviously. So this is where we had a little delay because we wanted to start out strong, and his content specifically is that. So we are launching it hopefully within two next week. So
that's exciting.
It is.
Any excuse to throw an event? We'll have a party.
Yeah.
We will. Wasn't that nice? So fun. I'll think of the theme. The theme will be Star Entrepreneurs for sure. I'll use your logo. Let me host.
Beautiful.
Okay.
It's a deal.
Done.
Where do I say?
Now, I have to say, I'm like pointing at you and doing this with all my fingers. I'm wearing a little gift that you gave me one time. I don't know, did you notice I had it on?
I did.
You did? Did you know it? And I won't say what it's, I will keep some things private. I'm actually I'm actually a very private person, even though I have to do things that are out there. But when you gave me this bracelet, which I won't share what it says, but the way you gave it to me, and I think I told you, I don't even know if you realize, like, it was so meaningful to me how you gave it to me. You handed me my other gifts. It was my birthday, and you handed me my other gifts, and then you took this little package and you unwrapped it, and you took this bracelet and you actually put it right onto my wrist. And it was, I don't even know if people really understand, if you really, I'm gonna get emotional. If you really understand, like, little moments like that, how meaningful they are to the other person. And I just really wanted to thank you for that day, for the gesture. I wear it all the time, almost every day, and I'm just really grateful to know you and to have you in my life. And I just wanted you to know that. So thank you.
I love you.
Oh my gosh.
You know that, but there's a very good saying about that. People will most probably not remember who you are or what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And that's if every single one of us tries with every connection that you make to leave that person, that place better than it was before, this world is going to be so much better.
I believe that too. So on that note, I think we'll do one last toast as we think about star entrepreneurs, because Celeste, I cannot wait for my next event. I'm really excited for you, for all the things that you're doing. I think you're an amazing person. This isn't even the beginning of, I feel like this hour or however long we've been together has just flown by. We didn't even get a chance to talk about your son very much, but as we get further along in the Mod Pod, of course, we need to create more content, so we're going to have to do more together. But let's have one last toast to your success, to your happiness, to your friendship, and I'm very grateful, and I look forward to your next chapter. Take care. Thanks. Love.
Thanks for listening to Mod Pod with Fukunaga. Follow the episodes on all major podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and many more.